Today, we're talking about money and the fact that as African creators, we get paid significantly less for direct monetization across platforms, no matter the platform. I'm going to be speaking from first-hand experience as someone who has been a full-time digital content creator since 2019. I posted my very first YouTube video in October of 2018, and I went into content creation on YouTube. I started on YouTube. So I posted videos on YouTube from 2018. I've been consistent up until now. I have been consistent, meaning there has never really been a time where I took a long or an extensive break from posting on YouTube. I've not taken up to 3 months at a stretch of a break from posting videos on YouTube. Now I've been consistent. YouTube is a platform I've been consistent on the most because I get paid here, and I have been paid from posting videos on YouTube ever since 2020. Early 2020, I got my first payout around May of 2020 or so, and ever since then I have gotten paid every single month from or on YouTube. I wanted to first of all drop that so that we know that I am speaking from first-hand experience and I know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, I was getting paid, or I was monetized at a time where the CPM, RPM, that's how much we are paid per thousand views, how much advertisers pay, and how much we are then paid, because advertisers pay first and then YouTube pays you from what the advertisers pay. For example, if advertisers pay $10 per thousand views, meaning for every 1,000 views you get on a video, an advertiser can pay YouTube $10. If an advertiser pays $10 per thousand views, YouTube may now pay you $5 out of that $10. So the advertiser pays $10 per thousand views and YouTube pays you $5 per thousand views. The one the advertisers pay is called CPM, and then the one that YouTube pays you is called RPM. So this video is not even going in the direction I thought it to go. I thought I would first of all do an introduction and then break it down and get into my point. But this is literally one topic that has been on my mind for a very long time. YouTube is my primary platform of focus when it comes to social media. I love YouTube. I'm always rooting for YouTube. I just like posting videos here because they are long form videos and I have the room and the space to talk as much as I want to talk, to demonstrate as much as I want to demonstrate. And your video can literally be as long as you like. You don't need to worry about the video being 1 minute, 2 minutes, 90 seconds, the way that it has to be on short form platforms. So YouTube is a priority platform for me, and I try my very best to put out quality content here and also to put out content that is going to be valuable to the people watching me. That notwithstanding, I also take into consideration the fact that I am getting paid by YouTube, and because I'm getting paid by YouTube, whatever video that I am going to be posting has to get to an audience that will allow me to be paid higher. African creators currently earn a measly sum when it comes to the way we are paid across social media platforms, and this goes for YouTube. The platforms that are directly monetized, when I say direct monetization, I mean platforms that pay you per view, like YouTube. In Africa, it's just YouTube and Facebook. For the other platforms, we don't get paid in Africa, and I'm in Nigeria. So we get paid directly by YouTube and we get paid directly by Facebook, and I am currently monetized on both platforms. When they introduced monetization to Facebook, I was already at a point where I had quite a number of followers, and so when they introduced monetization, I didn't now have to start posting aggressively to get monetized. As they introduced monetization, I was monetized instantly. This is not usually the case for some people, and they have to start from scratch to post. Facebook is a topic for another day, and I'm definitely going to address Facebook because after YouTube, Facebook is my second favorite platform. Now, when it comes to the way that we are paid as Africans, look at my main channel is Eve Ogban. That's where I post my hair content, and I have over 100,000 subscribers on that channel. We have done over 20 million views. When I initially got monetized on YouTube, the earnings were actually fairly high, meaning advertisers paid higher and YouTube in turn paid us creators higher. But as time has gone by, as things have changed on YouTube, as payment has changed, as CPM and RPM has changed, we creators have been affected. And now it doesn't even matter if your views run into hundreds of thousands and millions of views. If you are not careful, you will make less money on a video that has 1 million views compared to the amount of money you can make on a video that has 100,000 views. I will use my channel as an example. My highest viewed long form video currently has over 1 million views, but it is one of my lowest earning videos. I have a video that has 100,000 views that has made me more money than my current highest viewed video. And the thing is, when it comes to the matter of payment and money and how we creators earn on YouTube, if you are in an African country, you automatically earn lower. If your highest audience, that if the audience where the most amount of views comes from to watch your video, or the most amount of views on your video comes from, that means you earn lower. I'll use two countries as an example. We have Nigeria on one hand and we have the United States on the other hand. Now, audiences from the United States tend to earn you more money compared to audiences from Nigeria. So if I have a video that does, let's say, 1,000 views in Nigeria, so we have 1,000 views from Nigeria, and I have another video that does 1,000 views from the United States. The video that does 1,000 views, but all those views are from Nigeria, that video can earn as little as $1 per 1,000 views. But the video that does 1,000 views, but all those 1,000 views are from America, that video can earn as high as 15, 20, 25, $30 per 1,000 views. Are you already seeing the disparity? This has been such a huge setback because majority of the help that you want to provide, depending on your niche, obviously. Now, my niche is beauty and personal care. That niche does not pay as high as niches like finance, business, investment, and so on and so forth. So I have had to learn how to tailor my videos in such a way that while they still help my audience, they still bring me a good enough amount of money. Good enough because it will never really be as good as other niches, if we are being frank. And I was discouraged for a time because when I realized that my niche wasn't as high earning as other niches, I started to find ways to switch to other niches, and I sat on this for a very long time before I finally realized that I actually liked the niche that I was making content about, and I still wanted to provide value to people. I still wanted to help people. Because of that, I now had to find other ways to monetize. And obviously, we know about brand deals, we know about commissions, we know about affiliate marketing. There are other means of monetizing yourself, monetizing your platform, monetizing your audience, and earning money outside of AdSense. AdSense is just one. And from all that I have said now, you can clearly see that AdSense, if you are not careful, AdSense, even though YouTube money can be good money, you will make a lot less from AdSense. There have been points in my channel or in my channel growth history where I have earned as little as $100 for a month, simply because I live in Nigeria. And in spite of the fact that I had videos that were doing hundreds and thousands of views, like hundreds of thousands of views, I'm talking 500k, 600k, 700k. I've had high numbers. You can look through my short, you can look through my longs, but I have had months where the earnings were very low. And this covers both long form and short form. In fact, short form is worse because for short form, I have earnings as low as 0.16 cents per 1,000 views, whereas I also have earnings that are as high as almost $1 per 1,000 views. And now this is low compared to creators outside of Africa. Creators outside of Africa, even if they are in my niche, they earn way more if they have around the same views as me. So it's not so much a matter of the niche that you're posting about. It is to a degree, but it is more of a location thing. Now, this does not just affect us across a platform like YouTube. It affects us on Facebook. It affects us on when it comes to artists. I have seen artists complaining bitterly. I mean, music artists complaining bitterly about the way that they earn on platforms like Spotify, such that if an artist, a Nigerian or African artist, does 1 billion, let's use 1 million. So if an artist does 1 million monthly listens on their music, they will earn significantly less than an artist that does 1 million views, but they are maybe a Western artist or an American artist or a British artist. So this thing is not really talked about on YouTube. And the people who have big platforms, yeah, they mention it here and there. And I feel like it is something that we know as Africans, in spite of the fact that Africans generate some of the highest views when it comes to content around the world. I'm talking, we bring the highest numbers. If you as somebody that wants to get engagement on your post, all you have to do is say Nigeria. You will see us coming in from all over the place. So Nigerians alone carry a lot of weight and a lot of influence when it comes to viewership, when it comes to engagement, when it comes to what's the word? Impressions. So we get a lot of views, but we don't get paid. We obviously don't get paid fairly for the amount of views that we bring in. I'm speaking from the two platforms I'm aware of when it comes to monetization. So while I have accepted this, I was speaking about the highest viewed long form video on my channel. So the highest viewed long form video on my channel, I'm coming back to it, has over 1 million views. But I did say that I have a video as well that has just 100,000 views, but it has earned more than the highest viewed video on my channel. The highest viewed long form on my channel had a CPM of $3. At a point it was $2. If the CPM on a video, that means advertisers pay $2 per thousand views. If advertisers are paying you $2 per thousand views, how much are you going to earn as the person receiving the money at the end of the day? And let me mention that video didn't take off instantly. It took off a year after it was posted. So initially it was actually underperforming, but I left it, and 1 year later it started to take off. The highest, in fact, all of the audiences, the top 5 countries that viewed that video or that continue to view that video are from African countries. So we have Nigeria, we have Ghana, we have Kenya. I don't know if South Africa is there, but I think Sierra Leone is there, or Cote d'Ivoire, one of those countries. So they are all African countries. And the RPM, that's how much I got paid per thousand views for that video, was 50 cents. It's still 50 cents, it's around 50 cents. So I didn't even get paid up to $1 per thousand views, whereas the video has over 1 million views. And this video doesn't have a copyright issue. There were no issues at all that hindered the payment. It was a clean video. The monetization mark on the video from my end, because I can see it in my studio, is green. If your monetization mark is maybe red or yellow, that means there is copyright or there's some kind of restriction or the other on that video. But for me, that video is clear, it's clean, there is no issue, but I still got paid 50 cents. At the point it was 40 cents. So that's the primary issue, is that the African countries are the ones that generate the least. Now, you may be wondering, why do African countries generate the least? It's because advertisers here pay less. Why advertisers here pay less is something I personally don't understand, but I would guess that it is because of the currency. And so by the time you convert the currency advertisers pay into, let's say, US dollars, it will be less. For example, here in Nigeria, $1 is around 1,000, let's use 1,300 naira or 1,350 naira. That is $1. So $1 is 1,350. 1 naira does not even appear anywhere close to $1. If you work every single day and get paid 1 naira every single day of the year in Nigeria, and you are earning 1 naira, if you're earning 1 naira every day for 365 days, you're going to make 365 naira. That is not even up to 50% of $1. So already you can see that that's an issue. So if we are here earning in naira, the advertisers are running their ads in naira, paying YouTube in naira. By the time you convert all that money to dollars, it's still significantly lower than US dollars. And I think this is a factor to consider. So I want you guys to go ahead and comment if you're seeing this video. If you're an African creator I know you've already experienced this. If you're monetized on YouTube, I know you already experienced this and you're familiar with what I'm talking about. How do you navigate it? How do you deal with it? And have you been able to find other means of earning money such that you don't have to struggle because you are making money from YouTube? Now, getting monetized and getting paid directly is one thing. There is still the topic of African creators being paid less, significantly lower than our creator counterparts outside of Africa when it comes to things like brand deals, especially brand deals. And I feel like this is something that we African creators need to start talking about. I cannot tell you guys the number of brand deals I have turned down simply because they want to pay me a fraction of the amount they would have paid me if I was a creator living outside of Africa. Now I'm talking a fraction. Sometimes it's not even up to 20% of what they would have paid an outside creator. But this is a video and a topic for another day. What I wanted to talk about is this YouTube earnings matter. Now, while I have accepted the fact that as long as I am in Africa, as long as I live in Nigeria, I will continue to be paid very minimally if my top audiences come from African countries, regardless of the amount of views I get per video, it has allowed me to decentralize AdSense as a primary source of income and look towards getting money from other places. Now, there is literally nothing that I cannot do to make money. There is literally nothing I cannot teach to make money, and majority of the money that I have made has come from teaching. So I have done digital products, I have taught physical one-on-one classes, I have coached one-on-one, I have consulted, I have styled hair. What else have I done? I can't remember all, but I have literally done a good enough number of things, all related to hair, to earn money outside of AdSense. Because like I said, sometimes on this channel the earnings can be as low as $100, and this is maybe realistic. So I literally had to find other ways to earn money because at the end of the day, bills still have to be paid. Now, while there are other ways of earning money, I had to still come back to AdSense because at a point I was telling myself that this was when I was around, everything literally changed when I was around 60k subscribers. It got to a point where I started to tell myself, this is how many subscribers you have now. This is how many views you are doing now. And with all these views you are doing, with all the subscribers that you have, you are earning lower than you should be earning. The reason I call it lower is because there was a time my channel was generating 2 million views per month, around 2 million views. I think we didn't pass 2 million. So we were doing 2 million views per month, but I was seeing less than $300, and I'm not even kidding. So 2 million views, if you're anywhere else, just calculate how much you should be earning on 2 million views per month. So 2 million views, but we're earning less than $300. Now, these views came from short forms and long forms, and this is also another issue that I'm going to address in a separate video, because the way that you earn if majority of your views come from shorts is different from the way that you earn if majority of your videos come from long forms. So if majority of my videos came from shorts, for example, if the 2 million views came from shorts, I would have earned around 20%, 80% lower than if those 2 million views came from long forms. What I mean is, if I did 2 million views, let's say I was supposed to earn $3,000 from 2 million long form views. 2,000, did I say 2,000? Let's say 2,000. Let me use 2,000 since it's an even number. If I was supposed to earn $2,000 from 2 million views, if I got 2 million views from shorts instead, I may have earned, let's say, $200 instead of 2,000. So that's the way that it is here. Now, with those 2 million views and having around 60k subscribers, and then doing about 5,000 new subscribers coming in every month, I was seeing less than $300. And so I told myself, something has to be wrong somewhere. Unfortunately, at that point, I wasn't examining my studio closely, my YouTube studio closely. I wasn't looking in there to see what was what. I wasn't studying the numbers. I wasn't studying the metrics. I was just posting content with the intention of growing my subscribers, because I was tired of being below 100,000 subscribers at that point. I've been creating content for around 6 years by now, and I needed to literally change things and turn everything around. In doing that, or in beginning to need to do that, I started to look at CPM and RPM. Then I started to look at average view duration. Then I started to look at the audiences that were viewing my content. Those three things were the things I started to focus on. So when I first looked at my average view duration, I saw that my videos were just being viewed for around 30 seconds. So I could post an 8 minute video and the video was being viewed for 30 seconds to 1 minute max. That was already a problem because your views are only going to increase if your audience watches more of your video. I had to work on that. So I went through my videos. I saw what was wrong. I saw the way that I was presenting. I saw the way that I was talking through the video. To me, it was boring and I was repeating myself a lot for majority of these videos. And honestly, if I was the one watching from the outside, I would have logged off no matter how valuable the video was. That was an issue on its own. I now saw the majority of my viewers were coming from African countries. So I already mentioned Nigeria, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Sierra Leone, Kenya. These were the countries that were viewing my videos mostly. And once that is the case, there's nothing you can do. Your audience, your earnings will be low. I had to change that. The first thing that I did, and the major thing I did to entirely change that and flip it around, was I started to make videos that appeal to wider audiences. So I made videos that targeted audiences in the US specifically, because like I mentioned earlier on, audiences in the US are the ones that pay the most when it comes to AdSense. So if majority of the views come from the USA, then it will gradually shift and you'll get more views coming from the UK as well, more views coming from Europe as well. Those are the regions that pay more. So I had to change that and I started to mention USA literally in my content. I started to talk about, you can find things that I'm talking about in my videos wherever you are. I started to mention countries outside of these places, and I feel like the algorithm picked up on that and started to show my content to more people in all of these locations. So it's an entire science and it's a lot of study that goes into flipping the script when it comes to posting content on YouTube and getting paid. I wanted to say well, but getting paid better than we are typically paid here. One thing that helped me was making my content acceptable to audiences everywhere, so that if somebody goes to search something on YouTube and it's related to my niche, they can relate to it wherever they are. They don't have to be African, they don't have to be Nigerian, they don't have to be Ghanaian before they understand what I'm talking about. I also started to keep my language very, very simple and easy to understand. I didn't use Nigerian slang, I didn't use Nigerian pidgin, I didn't literally do anything that will keep my viewership stuck at African countries. It's unfortunate that I had to do this because I really love my people, but this is how we get ahead in this game if you want to be paid well by AdSense. So take note, your content has to be viewed by people in other places and they can understand what you're watching, and your topics have to be topics that are valuable to not just people in your country and your continent, but also people outside of your country and continent, outside of your continent, not your country, because you could be creating from another African country and this problem still affects you. That's it. I wanted to offer my 2 cents on this subject. This is going to be the very first video in, should I say, the very first video to come. I will definitely talk about this again. I'm just starting. This is my second channel and I'm going to be posting this here. Initially, I was going to do a 100 days of content challenge where I just talked about things that I wanted to talk about outside of here, because like I said, my main channel already has 100,000 subscribers from here and I can't pull off just talking about an entirely new niche. So I had to open up a new channel and start posting from scratch. So hopefully I am crossing my fingers that this video performs well. I want to just talk about my experience as a full-time creator creating from an African country. So hopefully this channel is going to perform well and I can use this as an opportunity to speak for a lot of African countries, speak for a lot of African creators who have not really seen where to grow and learn from creators who have done it before them, but these creators live in African countries. The reason I decided to do this is because when it was time for me to scale my channel up, when I was getting ready to hit that 100,000 subscribers, I went looking for African creators to learn from, the big creators who are already established, who had hit the heights that I was trying to hit, but I didn't see anyone. I typed in all manner of topics. I didn't see anybody saying anything. So I had to start looking towards Western creators, and they really helped me. I was able to do what I had to do. I learned so much. I was able to grow in a way that was very beneficial to me. And so I decided, why don't I just be the one sharing my own experience? And that's why I'm starting with this. So let me know if you found this video helpful. Go ahead and comment below. I will see you in my next video.